Hey gang, how you doing? It's Jonathan again for Tailhunter Sportfishing, and it's time once again for the Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report, covering all of our fishing action for this past week of the 18th through the 25th of August 2019 for La Paz, Baja, Mexico. Hope wherever you are, you're doing well, fish brothers and sisters. Hope your fishing journeys are going well. Let's talk about fishing. Thanks for subscribing, by the way. You know, 4 words to describe what's going on right now. It's summer. It's hot. It's humid. The Dorado are biting, and one more word you really have to keep in mind, it's also storm season. Now, don't get panicky about that. It's like this every year. This is the time we're going to get these tropical storms, maybe even a hurricane or two. Now, don't worry about that big H word. But you know, it's that time of year, the humidity comes up. It's maybe not as hot as normal, but the humidity is I think it's like 80% right now. It's going to be hot, it's going to be humid. A lot of times in the afternoons, we're going to get these summer storms. And in some places, especially further southwest, like Cabo San Lucas, East Cape, they're going to get it right in the nose from some of these hurricanes that come up. Now, this past week, we had our first really recorded storm. Now, we've had some tropical storms here and there, some afternoon showers here and there, but Storm Evo, a tropical depression, came up, and we were watching that all last week, and we thought it might hit us, and it really didn't. It kind of veered off, went outside the Pacific. The Pacific side got hit a lot harder. They got some rain, they got some big waves. Cabo San Lucas got some flooding. We got some strong winds. Unfortunately, we didn't have really anybody on the water those 2 days it came up, but just something to keep in mind. If you're coming down in the next 2 months, this is the best time to be fishing. This is when all the big blue water fish, the glamour fish are around, the marlin, the sailfish, the Dorado, the tuna, the wahoo, the bigger rooster fish. It's the prime time for fishing. The warmer it is, the more storms there are, the better the fishing is. But just something to keep in mind, which is also one reason we tell you, buy that trip insurance. Whether you're fishing with us or with someone else, you never know when something's going to happen. You know, there could be a hurricane. Chances are there's not. We really probably where we are here in La Paz, I lose maybe 2 days out of the whole year to storms. But if something does happen, you know, it could be a storm, it could be weather related, it could be a day you just don't feel like going fishing because you just had a little too much tequila the night before. This covers things like that. It covers airline changes, which have been some airline changes in the past, especially with the Boeing jets. We've seen some of our clients had to change their reservations or flights outright getting canceled. Travel insurance is very cheap. It helps you cover a lot of these kind of unforeseen things, okay? So just keep that in mind. This week we did have a tropical storm come up. It just blew through. It didn't really cause a lot of problems with us. It did cause some problems out in the Pacific and down in Cabo San Lucas. But like I said, this is the best time to be down for fishing. And this week, for once, I gotta say, summertime fishing is here. Even though it's the end of August, the Dorado pretty much dominated. 80% of our catch were Dorado this week, probably as small as 5 pounds. A lot of those were thrown back, but the normal size has been 8, 10 pounds up to about 20 pounds. Good size fish. A lot of bulls running around there. We also had some bigger 25 and 30 pound fish caught, and they're spread all over the place. We've got them around Cerralvo Island. We've got them just inside the bay at Muertos, Las Arenas, Punta Perico, further south toward Boca de Alamo. The Dorado are all over the place, and that's the way it's supposed to be right now. Out of La Paz, our La Paz boats are getting them around Espiritu Santo Island. They're finding them under the birds. They're finding them under floating pieces of whatever. You can find a piece of trash floating out there, and there could be Dorado under them. They're in various places around the island. So the trick is basically locating where these fish are. Once you get one on, the trick is, say that word again, the trick is to keep one near the boat at all times. You know, if you lose that first fish, he's probably going to take the school with him. So you want to get that first fish in, and the captain will say, just keep it in the water, keep it in the water, keep it close, and hopefully it will draw some of the other fish around, because these Dorado, these mahi-mahi, are very, very social. There could be one, but there could also be 2, 3. There could be a whole school following around behind it, and they're all voracious. They all want to eat. So you want to keep one fish in the water at all times. So the trick is to find that one fish, and hopefully the rest come up, and you end up with what we call a Dorado rodeo. You're hooked. Your buddy's hooked. Your other buddy's hooked. The captain's got another one on, and there's fish all over the place. And that's really exciting fishing, and that's the kind of fishing we're looking for this time of the year. Now, in addition to the Dorado, we're still seeing some of those big rooster fish, the 30, 40, 50 pounders are still here. Surprisingly, I'm a little surprised we've got as many as we do have right now, but the big ones are still here if it's on your bucket list. And also we're seeing more tuna. Now, they're not biting every day. We're seeing them every day, but sometimes the school's just moving a little too fast for us to get on them. Sometimes they're under the dolphin. Sometimes they come up and they're feeding. By the time we get to them, they've gone down. So we're getting them every couple of days, but they're nice, great quality fish. 20 to 40 pound fish, just about that right size that most folks can handle. There's also some bigger ones, and these are the ones that are the big beastie cowfish that are really tough, especially on the light tackle, because they're eating 25 and 30 pound tests. You hook 100, 150 pound tuna on one of these, and I'll tell you what, the odds against you getting that into the boat are going to be real difficult. You're going to fight the fish for 2 or 3 hours. It is a lot of fun, if you can call that fun, but to lose the fish is kind of heartbreaking. But those bigger fish are out here as well. So hopefully this is a vanguard of the tuna that usually show up in the fall, and like I said, we're seeing more of those. Other than that, we're getting some bonita, jack crevalle. We have had some wahoo pickups, so we're looking forward to maybe some wahoo coming on. For the first time, I've got to tell you that the pargo and the cabrilla, those cold water fish we've had all season long that are really unusual, we haven't had too many of those. They really didn't dominate the bite this week. So officially this week, I guess we could say we had a real summertime bite, with the Dorado being predominantly the fish we caught the most of. Anyway, a quick wrap up on what's going on down here in La Paz. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for subscribing. I'm Jonathan for Tailhunter Sportfishing. Hope to have you down real soon. And that's going to do it. We'll catch you around next week. God bless.